Hi, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video, we will be talking about the least common multiple or the LCM and the greatest common factor or the GCF. So the motivation of this video is the way that maraming nagre-request about the LCM and the GCF, especially that this topic is one of the most celebrated topics during exams, in entrance exams like civil service exams. Parang parang popular siya. In fact, this LCM and the GCF topics are actually taught in elementary, but even if it is taught in elementary, lalabas pa rin siya as a tool for us to understand mathematics in the higher stage. Yes, let's say for example, when we go to algebra, nandito pa rin siya. Like, the application of this is that when we add rational expressions, kasi we're actually dealing with the LCD or the least common denominator. So, yung mga denominator na yon is ginagawa natin siya ng LCM para makikita natin yung what is the possible denominator of the resulting expression pag nag-a-add tayo ng rational expressions. Something like that. GCF, on the other hand, the application for that is when we're actually computing for GCF of expressions. Tapos pag nakukuha natin siya, pwede siyang possible divisor para magsisimplify tayo ng rational expressions. So, yan yung applications kung bakit meron tayong LCM at GCF. Guys, thank you so much for all your support. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. And you can also comment down there so you can request what are the topics that you would like me to discuss para naman mapag-usapan natin yan, that you could use that during your online classes in math. Okay, so let's start now. So let's start first with the least common multiple or LCM. So, suppose for example, you're given with two numbers. Let's say your numbers are A and B. So, the LCM or the least common multiple of A and B denoted by either LCM AB. Some books would use that, or pwede namang AB, parang ganun, parenthesis. So whatever would be convenient to you, depende kung anong gagamitin mo, you can just use that so long as you define that symbol represents the LCM of two numbers A and B. So the LCM of numbers A and B, denoted by either this or this, whichever is your choice, is a number K such that A divides K and B divides K, and K is less than or equal to J for all J divisible by A and B. So anong ibig sabihin nito? Ibig sabihin lang nito is that this is a number K, so yung K mo is divisible by A and B. At pag may makikita kang another number na madidivide din ng A and B, let's say J, your K should be the least of all those J's. Okay. Now, what are things to remember here? When we talk about least common multiple, we're actually talking about integers. So when we say integers, you're actually speaking about numbers like 1, 2, 3, 100, 500, negative 500, negative 100, and 0. In this case, however, we consider non-zero integers, positive integers. So your K here as the LCM should also be an integer. And so when we say A divides K, ibig sabihin, when K is divided by A, the resulting answer would also be an integer. So let's say for example, yung 20 mo is divisible by 2. So when you divide 20 by 2, you get 10. And your 20 is also divisible by 4. So when you divide 20 by 4, you get 5. So that means to say that 2 divides 20 and 4 divides 20. So yung 20 mo is a possible LCM. But I'm not really saying that 20 is LCM already, because we can find another. Let's say 10. 10 here is divisible by 2 and you get that 5. So 10 here is also is 10 divisible by 4? No. Let's say 8. 8 is divisible by 2 and 8 is divisible by 4. So 8 here is also the candidate for LCM. We also have 4. Your 4 is divisible by 2 and your 4 is divisible by 4 because when you divide 4 by 4, you get 1 and it's still an integer. So 4 is divisible by 4. So this means to say that since 4 here is the least of all the numbers at which 2 and 4 can divide, therefore 4 here is the LCM of 2 and 4. So let's say, what are the possible, okay, so let's say, what is the LCM of 3 and 6? So, the possible numbers at which 3 and 6 can both divide are 6, 9, and 18. So, the least of these is the 6. So therefore, the LCM of 3 and 6 is 6. Now we will talk about the greatest common factor, or we abbreviate that as GCF. Okay, GCF is, let's say you're given with two numbers, let's say A and B again. So the GCF of A and B, we denote that symbol as GCF of A and B. Or some books would use the symbol A and B. So whichever is more convenient to you, so long as you define that when you're using those terms, is a number K. Let's say is a number J, such that J divides A and J divides B, and J is greater than or equal to all S, where S can divide both A and B. So, parang baliktad kanina. Here, you're actually taking the number that can divide both A and B. Tapos, yung number na yun, siya yung pinakamalaki sa lahat ng pwedeng makapag-divide sa kanya. Consider, for example, you have two numbers, 10 and 20. Note that 10 and 20 can be divided by 2. So, 10, because 2 can divide 10, that's correct. 2 can divide 20, that's correct. Okay. This can also be divided by 5. Because 5 can divide 10, that's correct. And 5 can divide 20, that's correct. Now, this can also be divided by 10 because 10 of course can divide 10 and 10 can divide 20. So 2, 5, and 10 can divide both 10 and 20. However, we're actually looking for J such that J is the greatest of all S. Lahat sila S, pero yung J ang hinahanap natin, yung pinakamalaki. So therefore, yung 10 mo is the GCF of 10 and 20. Or you can write GCF of 10 and 20 equals 10. So may nagtatanong sa akin, what are actually the techniques in order for us to solve easily the LCM and the GCF? I don't know if many teachers in math would actually agree with me, but I always tell everyone that wala talagang technique. In math, I don't believe in technique. I always believe in experience. Kaya nga, palagi tayong nagsusolve, nagpa-practice, because the experience can be our greatest teacher in order for us to easily attack the certain problem. So pag babasa ka ng isang problem, it would actually come to my mind, parang familiar, parang ganito, parang ganyan. Kasi marami eh. You can possibly use this one, whichever, iba-iba kasi, this technique would actually be faster for you, but not for others. Tapos yung mga technique naman nila, madali sa kanila, but not for you. But, by having an experience, parang madali mo siyang ma-recognize kung alin ang mas magandang technique doon na mas magdali for you. Parang ganon. However, because I'm not gonna impose my own technique, but I'm gonna share you the technique I've learned back when I was in elementary. Tinatawag natin itong factor 3. But before that, let's recall first what are prime and composite numbers. So, I think this is basic to us what are prime numbers. When we say prime numbers, those numbers whose divisors are 1 and itself. Say, for example, 4. 4 can be divided by 2. Can also be divided by 4. Can also be divided by 1. So, the divisors of 4 are 2, 1, and 4. So, tatlo sila. So, hindi siya pwede. Therefore, hindi siya prime. So, automatically composite siya. Okay. When we say 2, the only divisors of 2 are 1 and 2. So, therefore, 2 is a prime number. How about 7? The only divisors of 7 are 1 and 7. So, therefore, 7 is a prime number. How about 3? 3 is a prime number. Let's say 10. 10 is not. 4 is not. 6 is not. 9 is not because the divisors of 9 are 3, 9, and 1. So, tatlo. But 11 is a prime number because the only divisors of 11 are 1 and 11. So, ganon. Now, ano yung factor 3? Yung factor 3 is parang gumagawa ka ng parang 3 kung saan yung endpoints ng mga branches mo sa tree are actually prime numbers. Tapos, yung mga prime numbers na yun are actually factors of a certain number. Tapos, gagawa ka ng table para gawin mo siyang LCD at GCF. Okay, here's the technique I've learned back when I was in elementary. So, let's consider for examples. Suppose we're interested about finding the LCM and the GCF of numbers 36 and 42. So the technique here is we will use the factor 3. So let's start first with 36. Okay, for 36, the possible divisors of 36 are 6 times 6. And that's 36. However, we cannot end at 3. That's that branch there because 6 and 6 are not prime numbers. So therefore, what are the factors of 6? So the factors of 6 are 3 times 2. Another 6 is 3 times 2. So 3, 2, 3, 2 are actually prime. So therefore, these are the endpoints of the branch of the tree. So ibig sabihin, ito yung factor niya. So I will write 36 in this manner. 36 is dalawang 3 at dalawang 2. Yung 42 naman natin is 7 times 6. Okay, your 7 is already prime, so therefore that's already the end point. However, your 6 is not. So the factors of 6 are 3 and 2. So the primes here are 7, 3, and 2. So gagawin natin is ilalagay natin si 42 here. Pareho lang ng 36. I-enumerate mo yung factors niya, prime factors. However, in this case, kailangan mong i-align ang parehong numbers. Pag hindi, you have to separate them. So, yung 3 mo, yung isang 3 mo is pwede mong ilagay dito. Tapos, yung isang 2 dito. Yung 7, wala siyang kapareho. So, mag-separate siya. Ganon. So, you can create a line here para sure kang hindi sila magko-combine. Hindi sila magme-mess up. So, when we talk about LCM, ang gagawin natin is i-bring down ko sila lahat. But, only one number in every column. So, ang mangyayari, eto, one number lang yan. So, 3, eto isa lang yan, 3, isa lang, 2, isa, 2, isa, 7. So, imo-multiply mo sila lahat. So, therefore, this is the LCM of 36 and 42. Now, how about the GCF? Yung GCF mo is, i-down mo lang kung sino doon ang may pair. So, yung may pair dito is ito lang at ito. So, the pair is 3 and 2. So, therefore, the answer is 6. So, ito yung GCF mo. In fact, 6 can divide 36 and 42. Okay, so let's try another example. So, we have numbers 69 and 76. Okay, so we will try to solve the LCM and GCF of 69 and 76. So again, we will create a factor 3 of 69 first. So, what are the divisors of 69 and here? The divisors of 69 are 23 and 3. Because 23 times 3, you get 69. So, 23, is this already a prime? Yes. Nothing can divide 23 except 1 and 23. You can write here 69 as 23 times 3. We can divide this by 2. So, 2 times 38. So, that's 76. 38 is not yet prime. So, we can divide that again. So, you can have 2 times 19. And 19 is already a prime. So therefore, your 76 here is dalawang 2 at 19. So you bring them down. So you have 23 times 3. You have 2 times 2 times 19. The answer is 5,244. 69 times 76.
69 times 76.
Pila?
5244.
So the answer is 5,244. So that's the LCM. Now, question, what is the GCF? Now, if you take a look into that, walang nagpe-pair. Walang numbers na nagpe-pair. So, ibig sabihin, wala siyang GCF. Hindi naman pwede natin sabihin na the GCF is 0 because 0 can't divide any number. Yan ang rule ng real number. Remember that. I discussed that on the previous video about the basic set notions. By this example, we can have our observation here. If LCM of A and B is equal to the product of A and B, then GCF does not exist. Actually, this is if and only if. Because, yun nga, yung example kanina, di ba, wala tayong GCF ng dalawang numbers. Okay, so let's try this example. So, we're interested in finding the LCM of 3 numbers. Okay, yung kanina is dalawang number. In fact, sa definition is dalawang number. But we can generalize them actually by taking the 3 numbers, 4 numbers, and so on. Yung tatlong number dito is 35, 45, and 50. You have 35, you can create a factor 3 here. So, we have 5 and 7. In fact, 5 and 7 are already prime, so therefore I can write 5, 7 here. 45, your 45 is 5 and 9, and your 9 is 3 and 3. So I can write 5, 3, 3. Yung 50 naman is 5, 2, and another 5. So therefore, you have 5, you have 2, and 5. So, the GCF, di ba dapat yung kanina, yung GCF, kung kukunin natin, dapat may pair siya. So, pag yung pair niya is dalawa lang, hindi siya kompleto, it's not considered counted for factors of GCF. So, dapat pareho talaga sila. Kasi tatlo sila so dapat tatlo din ang magkakasama. So, in this case, the GCF is only 5. Your LCM is pareho lang. You can use the same technique. So, you have 5, 7, 3, 3, 2, 5. So, the answer is 3, 1. So, if you have any questions or clarification, you can comment down there. So, The reason why I discuss this LCM and GCF is that maraming nagre-request kung ano daw yung mga reviews na lumalabas sa civil service exam. In fact, I took civil service exam before in 2012. Matagal na. Ang daming GCF. Like, you're asked to solve for the GCF and the LCM. Ito na yon. Ito lang yung technique na mai-share ko. Okay, so that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, so thank you so much guys for watching. And that's all for now. Again, if you have any questions or clarification, pwede naman kayong mag-message on the comment section or you can message on my page sa Facebook. And you can also request a topic kung anong gusto nyong i-discuss na hindi pa available sa YouTube channel. So thank you and have a great day. Bye for now.